One. A very good day to everyone. We are from Group 7, and my name is Lim Si Hao. As the validation specialist for this group, we have Baraton as the quality assurance officer of this group, and also Zhen Yi, which is the financial officer of this group. And last but not least, Jing Shen as the corporate communications officer for this group. And while we'll start on with the debate with the first question, and we'll start by Zhen Yi.
So for the first question, as the financial officer of our lotion manufacturing company, I'm deeply concerned by the current state of regulatory non-compliance, specifically the failure to adhere to current good manufacturing practices. The failure of cGMPs could lead to severe financial consequences, including a product recall and regulatory penalties. The recall could cost between 2 million ringgit to 10 million ringgit, depending on product volume and market reach. In addition, our company will face legal exposure due to adverse effect of SPF claims and potential liability for misleading advertising. The legal settlements could range from 3 million to 8 million ringgit, while operating costs, including retraining staff and redesigning products. We estimate the cost of immediate corrective actions, including hiring third-party GMP consultants, conducting internal audits, and facility sanitation to be approximately 2 million to 6 million ringgit. Moreover, the indirect costs, such as lost sales, cancelled distributor contracts, loss of consumer trust, and potential delisting from retail partners such as Watsons and Guardians, could lead to a decline in revenues from 5 million ringgit to 20 million ringgit over the next 12 months. We also anticipate increased insurance premiums or possible policies non-renewals given the nature of the violation. So next, I will pass to Barton.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Yi. So from my perspective, so before that, a very good afternoon to everyone here. So I'm the quality assurance officer of this pharmaceutical company. So aligned with Malaysian's NPRA guideline, QA team uphold a strong quality system by review the batch records, enforce SOPs, and even monitor microbial safety, which is crucial for the lotion, which has the 99.9% purity manufacturing due to contamination risk. Before the audit, we had already flagged key issues like incomplete cleaning validation and unapproved formulation changes, but unfortunately, these are not fully addressed by the operations. From a quality assurance perspective, not following cGMP shows major weaknesses in a company, especially in terms of quality management system. The SOPs fixed for a high quality production is not practiced efficiently by the operation and QC system will lead to a situation that QA spend most of the time handling problems and audit findings. This leads to issues like poor documentation and weak audit and make it harder to fix errors or even approve the compliances. When the cGMP is not fully followed, there's a chances of production of less contaminated, less purified lotion, which may be harmful to the public. Since there's a chance of causing allergic reaction and what so. If there's any victim of the product lodge any complaint against our company could face lawsuit and serious legal consequences. In severe case, we could even lose our manufacturing license, which will stop all the operations, risk employee jobs, and even lead to business closure. That is why I'm saying that maintaining the cGMP is not QA's responsibility, but all the department must work together to restore and properly apply the regulation across our company. So I guess that's it from my side. So may we hear from Jing Xuan from a point of view?
Okay, thank you, Barton. So I'm Jing Xuan, metric number 216015, and I'm the corporate communication officer. So from my perspective, any non-compliance of cGMP standards for a pharmaceutical company will ultimately affect both public health and consumer trust. This is because the main goal of cGMP is to ensure that products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards to safeguard consumers from purchasing ineffective or dangerous products. So when the cGMP is not complied, safety assurance and efficacy of the product cannot be guaranteed. For our case, the overconcentration of bacteria in the lotion poses a significant health risk. This is because it may lead to skin infection or allergic reactions to users. Other than that, the falsification of data stating that our lotion has a sunscreen protection effect is actually a direct violation of consumer safety. This misinformation may cause consumers to unknowingly expose themselves to UV damage, increasing the risk of premature aging or even worse, skin cancer. So here's an example of a real-life case of cGMP non-compliance affecting public health, which is the 2008 heparin contamination incident. So this is because the Chinese manufacturers use oversulfated chondroitin sulfate, which is a toxic substance, in heparin, a blood thinner. So this has caused at least 81 deaths and numerous severe allergic reactions. Hence, this case highlights the importance of cGMP compliance in protecting public health by ensuring product safety and preventing health. So when a product is known to be ineffective or deleterious to health, it will ultimately diminish consumer trust. As a consumer ourselves, I know that we will deeply relate to it. And not just that, the widespread of data falsification issue will also ultimately lose consumer trust too. And rebuilding the trust after this violation can be a really long and challenging process. So in short, the violation of cGMP standards is never just a regulatory issue, but it will also negatively impact the public health, consumer trust, and also the reputation of the company. Okay, so I've done. So may we hear from C House perspective?
Yes, as a validation specialist, thank you, Jingshan. I must stress the critical role of regulatory agencies like the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, the NPRA, in safeguarding public health and also upholding industry standards. And the NPRA enforces the control of drugs and also cosmetic regulations 1984, requiring every cosmetic product to undergo a notification process and comply with stringent safety, labeling, and also efficacy standards, where in this case, our company does not obey to. And when companies like ours cut corners, it allows contaminated products to reach the market, falsifying data or making unsubstantiated sunscreen claims. The regulators have the authority and also responsibility to intervene. And through post-market surveillance, rental audits, and also investigations of consumer complaints, the MPRA can uncover unsafe practices, demand corrective action, and, if necessary, impose penalties or recall the products. This is a hypothetical, as in 2022 alone, the MPRA has already received over 1,000 complaints about hazardous cosmetics, proving the system works, but also the industry compliance is far from perfect, especially in Malaysia. So, from a validation perspective, the regulatory oversight is essential, and without it, the companies with bad management and bad SOPs would have no incentive to improve. And the MPRA's guideline on GMP mandate clear responsibilities, adequate training, and also robust quality control. Requirements, if enforced, could have prevented our bacterial contamination and also data falsification issues. When the management fails, the regulatory agencies will step in to protect the consumers and also to restore the trust. Hence, in summary, the regulatory agencies like MPRA are the last line of defense between the negligent manufacturers and also the Malaysian public or the consumers. And hence, I shall propose that there are certain corrective actions that our company should implement immediately and also in the long term to solve the problem. So as a validation specialist, what can I do as in my role? If I'm in my fields, of course, first I will implement strict microbiological testing on all batches to detect, also to prevent a bacterial contamination. Next, enforce ISO 22716 GMP to train the staff to rewrite the flawed SOPs and also to ensure the documentations are there. And finally, push for regular third-party audits and also GMP certification to ensure that our products are certified and also held in credit. What do you think about this, Denny? Do you have any solutions?
So for my part, when the cGMP fails, my first priority is to engage external legal and regulatory consultants to proactively work with NPRA and MOH to reduce the long-term penalties and negotiate recovery pathways. Lastly, I need to review insurance policies and notify our provider to prepare for potential claims and renegotiation. In the long term, I think we must prioritize investment in compliance infrastructure such as upgrading SOPs, retraining staff, and implementing a robust quality management system that supports ongoing internal audits and GMP checking. So how about Barton?
All right. So as a QA officer, when cGMP fails, my first priority is to contain the issue and protect solution safety. In our case, I document the deviation, lead a root cause investigation, and implement corrective and preventive actions. My role is about strengthening our quality system and ensuring every department stay accountable, and because quality is everyone's responsibility. I guess that's my action. How about Jingxuan?
Okay, so as a corporate communication officer, the immediate action plan that I will take is to hold a press conference to address this issue first. And this is because my responsibility involves managing public trust and also maintaining the company's image and reputation. Whereas for the long-term action plan, I will do an investigation to find out what is the key factor causing the internal communication disruption. This is because my responsibility does not only involve managing external communications, but also internal as well. After the identification, measures to overcome the issue and also preventive measures for the repetition of mistakes will also be carried out. And this is to ensure that all departments are coordinated to ensure consistent messaging and enhance the cooperation between all departments. By this, the issues flagged by any department can be immediately resolved, and this will allow our company to fully comply with cGMP standards at all times. So that's all from me.
Thank you everyone for today's participation. Here marks to the end of our debate. Thank you for your time and also thank you for your contribution.